Hey guys, and welcome back to Deadman mode. Once again, we are back on my flipping alt account on Deadman mode. Now yesterday we left off at about 1 million GP. The current swap rate is somewhere between 1 to 10 to 1 to 12. Now yesterday I managed to start from nothing and make it to a mil in a day. So today I kind of have high expectations. At the end of the day I'm going to make a judgment call whether I think it's best to just swap it off, take the money, or continue on one more day. It really is going to come down to if I think having a couple extra mil will really get me more money per hour. Otherwise, it's probably just worth selling. Anyway, hope you enjoy the video, and let's get started. The one thing that we are going to be missing here are some of the classic higher end items that just won't be really in this game yet. With that said though, we can always scale up on high volume items like Dragon Bones, Green Dragon Leather, Ceradome Bruise, stuff like that. Just to start things off here, let's have a look at the Super Restore. Ooh, yeah, that's not a very good margin. I mean, 100 is goodish, but I mean, off-peak hours Deadman mode has some of the weirdest margins ever. I mean, so I'm just going to be editing the video, so I'm going to be putting in a few slower flips here. Oh, wow, look at that. Rune Play Bodies with a 12k margin, my god. See, that's what I'm talking about, just some weird-ass stuff like that. 12k, that is really, really good. That's 120k profit we're looking to make. Ooh, and there we go, a really nice margin on the Dragon Dagger. Let's go ahead and put that in there. Okay, let's see how today goes compared to yesterday. Okay, so I just finished editing the last video, and it looks like we're at around 1.4 mil on the account so far, and we've been barely even focusing on this. So I think today I should be able to make it to hopefully maybe 3 mil, that would be good. But we're finally able to do pretty big buy offers, like we got 24 Black Dead bodies, we're doing 18 scimitars at a time, like it's making it a lot more relaxed and really just a lot more profitable. Unfortunately, I didn't have much luck with the Glory ever. I really thought it would be better, but I mean, it's just really slow and the margin isn't even that good. It's like 5,000 GP, which is okay, but considering it only comes through like 1 or 2 every half an hour, I don't think it's worth it. I really like how cheap prayer potions are in Deadman mode, and Dragon Bones, like they're just so much cheaper. Okay, so we have about 885k in our inventory. We're gonna invest maybe half of that into Rune Kite Shields, and while I wait for those to come through, I'm gonna go ahead and try to find the next logical step here and see if we can find items that have even bigger margins and still flip quickly. Alright, I think I also hit the limit on the Black Dead bodies, so we're going to be dumping that. Now, items that have been working well over the last couple of minutes. Rune Helms have been flipping really quickly. We're only getting about a 900 GP margin, but the speed that they're flipping back and forth I think makes it worth it. Now our 2 resource items haven't done that well. We price checked Super Restores at a really good margin at 400 GP, but we haven't bought in a single one yet. I mean, who knows, the margin may have changed already. It happens very quickly often. Green D'Hide, surprisingly, not very good. Not many people are buying this right now, so I'm probably going to sell that off and then try something else. Now, I haven't really tried runes yet, so we're giving the Nature Rune a try. 212 into 224 is good. I mean, it's good compared to OSRS. Not sure if it's going to be worth it. It's going to depend on how quick it is. That means for every 1,000, we're going to get 12k in profit. But we're also doing a fair few other items here. The Restore looks like we're still getting about a 350 GP margin. And we're also doing Runite items. Now finally, we're having a bit of success flipping the Dragon Scimitar. We're getting about a 2.3k margin. It's not that good relative to its price. But another really good item we're doing right now is the Ceradome Brew, which has about a 300 GP margin. Very good. Now all we have to do is flip that really quickly and we're going to make a ton of money from it. It also has a really big buy-in limit, which is kind of something I'm looking for because I'm pretty sure I've hit the buy-in limit now on the Rune Scimitar, the Rune Kite Shield, and we're probably getting pretty close on the Rune Plate Legs as well. Not a bad thing, but it does mess up my plans a little bit. Okay, so I'm pretty much at lunchtime once again, so I thought this would be a good opportunity just to see how much money we're actually at, and it looks like we're over 1.5 mil already. I gotta say I'm kind of impressed with myself on the first day. I definitely made a pretty significant amount of money considering I didn't have any to start with. Things are going quicker, but I wouldn't say they have scaled up exponentially or anything. Let's just go ahead and insta-sell these just to see how much money we're at. Alright, so as of noon on the second day, we're up to 1.6 mil. Now keeping in mind, I probably made 2/3 of all the money I made yesterday during off-peak hours, just because the margins were kind of crazy. But still, 1.6 mil, that's really good. I mean, that's worth like 16 mil or something right now. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and price check an Ancient Staff. Let's just do that right now. See what's up with that item. I don't think there's gonna be enough volume for that item. So really, there's only a few different types of items we can realistically do. But if I can find anything else, I'm definitely gonna go for it. Alright, so I rotated over to do a couple high volume items. One I really forgot about is the Raw Shark, which the 400 we bought right now bought really quickly, although I think the margin got gutted again. God damn it. Well, we're gonna still try going for it. Things are always switching back and forth so quickly. Assuming that we get that margin, that's a pretty easy 30K right there. But we kind of switched over to doing some more high volume items, not necessarily because I think they're better, more so that we hit the limit on a lot of the other items. So we're kind of doing this out of necessity. I mean, the margins are still pretty good. On Dragon Bones, we're getting about a 75 GP margin per bone, which means every 100 we do at 7.5K in profit. I think that's pretty good. We're also trying out Manta Rays, which are getting about 150 GP profit, which is better than Dragon Bones. However, their volume is definitely much lower. Now, I'd like to check our capital soon, but I think we'll have to wait a little bit longer. Now, after withdrawing most of my offers, I realize now that I think I just have broken the 2 mil mark. We have about 1.3 mil in our inventory plus 6.6 mil in the GE, which means right now we are at about 2 mil. Now, one thing I kind of was thinking about earlier is another item that a lot of people are farming. It's expensive and really risky, but that is the Abyssal Whip. Now, I mean, I've seen some people selling them for like a mil each. If this all goes terribly now, well, whatever. We did pretty well for the first day and a half. A mil? I have no idea. Okay, okay, so we bought it for $9.79. Let's try selling it back for 900. Okay, so it did actually flip. Only a 20K margin. That is actually kind of surprising. Well, let's see how quickly this actually buys and sells. Otherwise, it's not that good. I gave up on the Abyssal Whip. That just didn't really seem worth it. But look at the Mithril Bar. Damn, that's really quick. And we got about a 250 GP margin. We're looking at a, well, 25K profit just on that. Stuff like this happens all the time. It just like fluctuates around the place. Honestly, I think I just need to be a little more patient, leave the offer in what I know at least is close to the best offer, maybe go get a snack and come back and maybe it'll come through finally. Now, I've diversified into a few different items now. We've tried the Super Combat, which, I mean, has a 200 GP margin, but I guess that's not very good when you compare it to this Mithril Bar here, which has like a 250 GP margin and is like, well, 10 times cheaper. Okay, now things are starting to get a lot more fun now. Now we can start supporting really big offer slots. Like we're doing like 200 Mithril Bars, we're doing 18 Rune Crossbows at once, 13 Rune Scimitars. Like it's really speeding things up and I'm having a lot of fun. Now, one thing that some people suggested in the comments of my last video is trying out the Deadman mode exclusive weapons, like the Vesta's Longsword, Morgan's, stuff like that. So let me know if you'd want to see a third episode of this, flipping some of the exclusive weapons and maybe some higher tier stuff. Now I'm about to get to bed for the night, so we're going to leave in some offers overnight, which I didn't do the previous night just because I thought things would change around in price a lot. But the reality is, if anything, the things are going to increase in price just because there's more gold coming into the game and things will probably start to inflate in price eventually. So I don't think there's a huge risk leaving stuff in overnight. So we're going to put a big offer in for like Mithril Bars, which are really slow, but we're getting a really big margin on them. Now, if your only goal is to make as much money to swap off of this account, you maybe want to do it now because the exchange rates are still about 1 to 10, and we get about 30 mil or something if you swapped it now. Now, I don't really need that money necessarily, but I am curious to see what the swap rates are going to be in the next day or two. Because if, for example, they hold at 1 to 5 for at least another week or something like that, then we're talking about some serious money we can make. If they drop further, it might be worth swapping like right away. So I have another question for you. Historically, does anyone remember what the swap rates tend to be, for example, a week after the tournament starts or 2 weeks after? Let me know with a comment down below. I would really appreciate it. Now, a couple of people asked me about how I plan on swapping. I'm most likely going to use a third-party website. I would recommend not using the clan chats advertised in game because you have a much higher chance of getting scammed because literally anyone can set one of those things up, set up a couple bots, and they're in business. So those are going to be my offers overnight. I'm going to go to bed. We'll wake up and we'll see how well they do. I really don't know because I've never done this in Deadman mode before. Alright, so it is the following morning and pretty much everything is sold off. There's just a couple things we're hung up on. The Mithril Bars, which are definitely going to be worth waiting because we're going to make about, looks like 250k to 300k we will have made on the Mithril Bar. It's very slow. Like, I have the best offer. There's not a lot of people who want to buy Mithril Bars for some reason. Now, we have a couple other good flips here. We did a bunch of Runite items kind of this morning and last night. For example, the Rune Full Helm we sold for 642k in total. And we bought it for 604, which is a 42k profit. Not bad. The Rune Scimitars, we kind of sold them all over the place, but we're getting at least a 1.5k margin, I'd say, on average. We did some rune crossbows we bought last night. We sold them, I think, for actually a 2k profit. We did a bunch of dragon daggers, which we got about a 1.5k profit on. Rune kite shields, we actually did very well. We managed to sell a bunch of them last night for 48k, which is about a 10k profit on each one. This morning, the margin dropped a bit. And let's go ahead and collect these things here, and we'll see how much money we're actually at. Now, I'm not going to rush sell these because I don't think it's worth it. So we have 2.7 mil in our inventory, and we have 549k in the GE, which means we finished the second day at 3.3 million GP, which means we made 2.3 mil in a day, up from 1 mil in a day. Now, currently the swap rates are somewhere between 1 and 5 to 1 to 8, depending on who you do it with. For example, if we got the maximum swap rate, we'd get about 26 mil from this. Now, I was just editing today's video, the one you're listening to at this very moment, so hopefully I don't mess up too much or this will not be included in the video. And I said, screw it, let's go ahead and try some of the Ancient Warrior weapons. And we did the Morrigan's Javelin, which is actually very successful. This happened in probably the course of 2 or 3 minutes. We bought them pretty much instantly for 16,563, and we got 57 of them. And we're going to sell them back for a quick 57k profit on the Morrigan's Javelin. Now we have an offering for the Vesta's Longsword. Really just don't know how much this item is worth. I don't really want to insta-buy it in the GE, but it doesn't seem like anyone's selling it right now. I do think it's somewhere around 1 mil, but again, I don't really want to accidentally price check it. I tried buying the Warhammer as well, but I don't think it's nearly as popular. And I think the Zuriel staff is even more expensive. Now, but the Javelins are quite good, the only issue being that they have a limit of 100. But we're ending the day at about 3.5 mil. Oh my goodness. Okay, we just bought like 400 prayer potions all in one go. Let me finish the video, guys. Come on. Now, what's really interesting about Deadman mode is people will dump in like 400 prayer potions, for example, and that shifts the entire price. I'm just going to be patient here and go put it back in for 1040. I mean, which is a nice 40k profit on prayer potions. Okay, anyway, so today we're just going to be patient. We're going to see if we can buy a VLS on the GE. We're going to max up the Morrigan's Javelins, I think, a couple times. Maybe we'll try the throwing axes as well. I think they're pretty cheap. I don't think people are using them that much. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, I always appreciate it. If you take the time to leave the video a like. And yeah, let me know if you want to see another one. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.